Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today I do appreciate you stopping by. Look at this little corked and cage bottle. This comes from Allagash Brewing. This is their Pick Your Own. And this is a American wild ale, guys. I'm still trying to wrap my arms around that style of beer, the sours and the wild ales and the lambics. I just can't grasp, I just can't get my arms around that style. Nice, different style of beer, but probably not something that I would pick up for myself, especially being a 6%er. I mean, that's almost to the session beer range. But Allagash makes a really nice, tasty stuff. And like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my arms around the style. This was sent to me by my brother Greg, and he writes on this that his brother Adam went to Portland, Maine, where the brewery is at, and picked this up and contributed to the package. And he said Adam was very impressed with this one, and he said he picked up the bottle for his brother there. So evidently he picked up two, one for his brother and one for me. So yeah, he says hopefully I can warm up to sours a bit. So I'm still trying. So Greg, thanks for sending this one to me, and thanks to Adam for picking it up. I am still trying to get my arms around this, and I haven't succeeded yet, guys. I mean, those sour beers just make me go. So, and that's on the initial taste. By the end of the beer, it's not so bad. But that initial shock, it's like jumping into a pool. I mean, that initial shock, after you're in it 10 or 15 minutes, it's fine. But that initial shock is usually an eye opener. Like I said, this is a 6%er. That's what it has on the bottle. Yep, 6.0%. Beer Advocate has it at 6.4. So imagine that, they're wrong. And they may be, like I said, they clump them all together. So maybe last year's or the year before's was that ABV. This one is not. Untapped has a Pick Your Own 2019 edition, which this one is, and they have it at 6%. We don't have the IBUs or commercial description. We just know it's an American wild ale, and I bet it's going to be sour. So, corked and caged, which usually means it's a little pricier beer to buy. So thanks again to Adam for spending his hard-earned money on it and getting it to his brother Greg to get to this brother Greg. So, let's see if I can get the cap out, the cork out without the pliers. Yeah, it's moving. So hopefully it won't spew. These corked and caged ones scare me sometimes. I've had some gushers before, guys. Big pop, and it looks like everything is staying in the bottle. Very nice, very nice. Into the glass we go on this. Ooh, looks very pinkish coming out. And we're not going to pour it too aggressive with that big pop that it gave on the cork. I don't want to have 5 fingers of head on this beer on this pour. But we will try to get most of it into the glass. Might even be able to get it all in there. Yeah. The bottle looks deceiving. It looks bigger than it is. Let's say 375 milliliter, 12.7 fluid ounces. So just a little bit bigger than a normal beer, but it just looks a little bigger than that. Hardly any head, about a quarter finger of head on that pour, and it is a raspberry looking color. It's got a red tint to it there, guys. Nice bubbles streaming up. It is kind of dark and cloudy, so you can see a little bit of light through the thin part of the glass, not much through the big bulb part. So let's get it to the nose, see what we got. Yeah, it's very fruity on the nose. Raspberries, strawberries. It's got a very, very pleasant aroma. almost like a fruit punch aroma. I mean, got a real nice sweetness to it. It almost smells like a soda or some kind of fruit punch. Got a very pleasant aroma, guys. Well, I bet the taste is going to make me pucker up. So let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Greg and Adam. Thank you both. Yeah. Definitely a wake up to me from drinking IPAs and double IPAs and porters and stouts and barley wines and even Hefeweizens. You can ease into those. Well, I can. But these wild ales and sours and lambics, boy, that first drink is a pow! You hit you right upside the head there. Slap. Wow. Nice fruitiness. I'm getting strawberries, I'm getting raspberries. I'm getting some other fruity notes there too. The raspberries and the strawberries are standing out right now though. But it's cold right out of the fridge, so we're going to sip on this for a while. Let's see if I can detect anything else. And probably by the time I come back, it won't be so bad to sip on. That initial one, it is a wake up call. So let me sip on this and we'll come back and figure out what we're going to grade it. Alright guys, I'm back. A little bit left here. A lot of berries in this beer. I'm getting raspberries and cherries and strawberries and maybe even a hint of some blueberries and stuff. The nose is a little deceiving because it smells very sweet on the nose with berries, like I said, like a fruit punch would. But once you take a sip of it, you get that sourness from the lactobacillus and other yeast or wild yeast that's in there. Let me read to you what it says, a commercial description on Beer Advocate, even though they've got the wrong ABV, but they probably brew it the same way. It says, Pick Your Own begins as a sour red ale that's aged in an oak founder with lactobacillus and pediococcus for 2 years. After adding fresh local raspberries, cherries, strawberries, and blueberries, we age it for an additional 3 months. So it's in there for 2 years and 3 months. So it's got quite a bit of age on it before they even put it in the bottle. It says the finished beer is a vibrant ruby red with aroma of bright berries and vanilla. I didn't get any vanilla. As you might expect, maybe some vanilla on the nose, but not much on the taste. As you might expect, berries fill the flavor, and I agree, it does. Pick Your Own finish with dry notes of bread crust and lingering tart juiciness, and it is tart. Very tasty beer for the style. I'm still trying to wrap my arms around the style, but this, you can tell, it is a very, very well made beer. And a lot of people would probably say this is a 10 beer. It's not to me, but that it's not my style of choice. And I don't drink a lot of these other than what is sent to me because I don't pick them up myself, not my style. But very enjoyable. It's not quite as tart or sour to me now that I've been sipping on it a little bit, like I said earlier. But that initial sip or two, boy, I tell you what, it packs a punch if you're not used to this style of beer. So the nose, like I said, big sweet berries, strawberries, cherries, raspberries, and they are probably overpowering the blueberries a little bit, but they're there. A very nice, well-made wild ale. It's what it is. Final chug. Very dry on the finish. Makes you want to take another sip and another sip because it's so dry. But very, very pleasant. If it was up into the 7% range or bigger, it may be something that I would maybe pick up for myself for an occasional beer. But being a 6%er, it's down below the ABV where I look for beers. So, but it is very tasty, guys. It is very well made, and it has a lot of age on it already. So it usually means it's set somewhere for a long time, which means it costs a lot of money. And it's more likely why they bottle it in the bottle with the cork in the cage, so they can charge even more money for it. But very pleasant. I enjoyed this. I'm gonna give it a solid A, guys. 95, right down the middle of the A category. Over to Beer Advocate, even though they have the wrong ABV, they have it at 4.32, and which is A beer. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.34. But they do have the right year and the right ABV. So basically it's unanimous. It's an A beer. And like I said, if you think this is a 10 beer, I would not argue with that. It seems to be a very well made wild ale. So if you've had the 2019 edition of Pick Your Own from Allagash, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.